Hi, welcome to my channel, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's get crafting. Today we're going to do farmhouse style DIYs. I picked up these 3 letters from Walmart in their little craft section, an H, an M, and an E. I also have this sign from Dollar Tree that had a bunny on it and Happy Easter, and I'm just taking off that covering the paper with the design. On this particular one, it came off super easy with a little heat and my putty knife. Doesn't always work that easy. Remove the little hanger for the moment. I'm using my White Kills primer that I got that I use so often, and I'm going to cover the whole sign. It'll take about 1.5 to 2 coats to do it. And I'm actually covering the front where I removed the paper. That way the back will be nice and neat and I don't have to worry about anything because it doesn't have anything on it. I learned a technique watching some of my friends, Kay and Trish, on the Crafting Cousins. I'm going to put a link for them because they're really talented. After my paint dries, I'm going to be drawing lines, so you've got my square out, to create a faux shiplap. Now they use a pencil. I was doing this different in the past, so I wanted to try it the way they do. Right now I'm just measuring about 2 inches between each line that I'm going to draw, and then I'm going to draw them. And then I'm going to take a little cloth. Now they use their finger. I can't stand the lead on my finger, not because of lead poisoning, but just because I don't like it. Anyway, I'm going to get it just slightly damp and I'm going to smudge the line. And it doesn't matter if it smudges too much. I'm just thickening it up a little bit here. But here I go. Look at that. I'm smudging the line and it comes out so good. They were right. Of course they were right. They're amazing. I'm going to do the edges too. And then I'm going to take a super chippy brush, one of my worst brushes, and do a little white over the top. And that kind of just makes it look like worn shiplap. Do you guys love that or what? It's probably my new favorite way to do it. And that's how I think I'm going to do it from now on. And I'm just making sure that the ends had enough on it. I think I didn't do as much as I wanted. So I went back and just did a little more pencil and then smudged it up a bit. I'm going to take my letters now. And I'm going to leave that white that was left on my chippy brush, and I'm going to use my antique wax. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint the letters, and that way they look like a lighter kind of antique brown. And this isn't real wood I'm painting, so it's not like it's going to look like a stain. It's like MDF. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover it, and I will go in and get the sides as well. I'm just not going to make you watch all of that. And of course I'm speeding this up because watching paint is not fun unless you're actually drawing something or painting something specific, you know, like a design. Now I'm going to take my letters and I'm going to position them on my sign. And if you notice, I have the shiplap going vertically up and down. And I'm just going to do one of those home signs that you've seen a million people do and just do my own spin on it because I don't have one and I want one. So I'm going to do the H above. I'm going to use these florals I got at Dollar Tree to make the O, just kind of wrapping them around. I'll hot glue them together and I'm going to hot glue my letters directly to the sign. Now the sign's just going to be hanging up on the wall, and I think hot glue is going to hold enough. Depending on where you're going to put yours or how it is, you could choose to use a more permanent type of a adhesive like E6000 or Gorilla Glue or something. Your choice, whatever you think will work for you. They weren't heavy. I wasn't too worried about it. So I'm just putting them on, and then I'm going to play around with those flowers a little bit and make sure that I get them in the right shape. Also, I'm touching up any teeny tiny little spots because silly me, I was painting the letters while the white sign was sitting on my table. Don't do that, friends. Move it away and you won't get splatters unless you want splatters, and then put it right there like I did. Oh my gosh, silly me. Honestly though, I just don't let it get to me. It's crafting, it's fun, I can fix it. Very few things are not fixable. So I've got my cute little flower O on there, and now I am attaching some, I guess this would be jute twine, nautical rope. It's kind of in between size wise. And I'm going to get it in that hole. I'm going to make a knot on the front. I'm going to put a little hot glue there to keep the knot in place, and then it's going to be my hanger. You guys, this was fun and easy. I am so happy with how it turned out, and I cannot wait to hang it up in my house. I hope you'll consider joining me on YouTube by hitting the red subscribe button and then turning on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video coming up. I do all kinds of DIYs in different styles. There's something for everyone. This is another super, super easy farmhouse DIY. I've got one of the red cutting boards from Dollar Tree and a pot holder that I got at the Target dollar spot. It came with a dish towel that I am using for something else. So I'm using a different white paint this time. It's an acrylic. I really want to cover that red, so I didn't want to use the primer as much on this one. So I'm just going to cover it. It takes a couple of coats. I will dry it in between each coat, and I'm on the last coat right now, and you can see how well it's covering. And then I'm going to take this pot holder, I'm going to cut off the little tab as well as the hanger on the corner. And what I'm doing is figuring about where I want to cut it down kind of the middle, and that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to, and this is going to be kind of hard to explain, I'm hoping you can see it, I'm going to cut that inner filling so that it's shorter than the two sides. And then I'm going to cut one of the two sides shorter, so I can take the longer side and wrap it over and around and hot glue it down, and then I finish off the seam without sewing it. Just watch. If you have to rewind and watch again and then see what I did. I'm just making sure that one side of that pot holder, which is going to now be the front, is longer than everything else so I can wrap it over and hot glue it. So you see I'm making sure that's the case right now, and here I go. I'm bending it over and I'm putting some hot glue. I'm starting in the corners to make sure I get a nice start on this. And then I'm going to work my way across and make sure the other corner is done as well. And that's all I'm going to do to this piece to get it ready for this project. Now the side that I'm gluing doesn't have a very finished edge, as you can see, but that's okay because you're not going to be able to see it. This will be on the inside of this project. And if you're wondering why I'm not ironing this down to make it easier, there are these little rubber lines, kind of like grippy lines on the front side of the pot holder that I think would melt, and I'd have to put a thick towel down, and that probably wouldn't help me with the ironing much in this case, so that's why. If your pot holder doesn't have that, then please definitely iron it down. It would help quite a bit. And of course, feel free to sew if you prefer. My machine wasn't set up, so I just thought hot glue would do the trick. Now I'm just going to turn over the little cutting board and paint two coats on the other side. That way both sides are nice and finished. I'm going to spray some Krylon clear finish over the front side of this just to give it a nice sealed finish. Once that dries, I'm going to take my pot holder and I'm going to put the ugly backside hot glued to the very bottom of this cutting board. So you see I'm attaching the bottom, and then I'm going to turn it to the side and do the sides. And now I have like a little pocket that I have created on the front of my cutting board. I found these super cute faux tin decals that are meant for like your backsplash in the kitchen, and I just cut out one piece of the design, as you can see there, and I attached it right onto the top of the cutting board. So no matter what I put in here, there's something decorative on it already. And I did find those decals at the Dollar Tree. And now I'm going to take some lavender picks from the Dollar Tree. I think they're the Dollar Tree. They could have been Walmart because I have all my florals mixed together now and I forget. But it looks so cute. I'm just going to trim them down and I'm going to stick them right in there and arrange them. No hot glue. That way I can switch out the florals for seasons. And boy, it can hang straight to the wall with the hole in the top of the cutting board. It does not get any easier than this one. I hope you guys like it. I sure do. I also ended up adding some boxwood picks because it just makes it look so full and lush. Did you know that I'm on social media? You can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Same name, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. Come on over and say hi. Okay, you guys, honestly, this one is the easiest. I said the other one was the easiest, but no, this is the easiest. I got this home sign from Dollar Tree. They put it out right when Valentine's stuff started going out. It's got a heart on the end. And I have this tissue paper. I don't end up using the tissue paper because I decided to simplify things. I tend to go the other way, and I decided to channel my inner DIY beauty on purpose. My friend Lianep, she does things very simply and I love them, and so I'm trying to do that more often. I'll put her channel link in my description below so you can see what I mean. I'm going to take this, I'm going to use my plaster colored paint from Waverly, it's chalk paint, and I'm going to cover this, but I'm not going to go for like a super full coverage. I'm just going to let a little bit of that kind of wood grain peek through, and I'm going to paint the sides as well, but again, kind of a sloppy paint, letting see how some of that's peeking through? And I'm just going to do it till it gets to what I like, because I'm not going to distress this. I'm going to let the sign distress itself. Now, how's that? Making my craft work for me. Yeah, I like that. We can call that working smarter, not harder. Are you with me on that, everyone? I have these really cute floral picks. I've been using them in a lot of DIYs. I got them at the Target dollar spot. And I'm just going to pull off some of those little fern pieces and I'm going to hot glue them around that heart. And then there's a couple little like off-white kind of flower pieces that are up at the top. And I'm going to add those to the heart as well with a little hot glue. And that's it, you guys. This one will be done. You could hang this on the wall. You could sit it on a shelf. You could put it on a tiered tray, or you could hang it in the middle of a wreath. I think it's got so many possibilities because of the fact that it's simple, neutral, and it would go with any design that has a farmhouse feel to it. I think this is going to be one of those really versatile pieces that I'll be able to use in a lot of different ways. And to me, again, that is working smarter, not harder. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And here's one last look at all three of them. They are so cute. I love them. I am so excited. These are staying with me. I'm not giving these away. I want them in my own house. I just love the versatility and, you know, the simplicity. It's just very sweet. And so I hope you like them and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I will hope to see you in my next video, and please remember that you are a blessing to me.